Woo, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Now, before we get started, I know that I have a few people who don't watch a live in its entirety or a video in its entirety. The attention span of people is so short now. That's why we watch skits, right? Okay, so I was asleep, y'all, and I woke up and I was looking at this Country Wayne skits, and I was trying to see what I was going to talk about or react to. And I saw an interesting topic where Usher's ex-wife Tamika made an appearance on the Country Wayne skits, and uh, she had an interesting take on infidelity. She says some infidelity um, can be forgiven. You know, I know most people feel like no infidelity can be forgiven. And, because we see more celebrities in the media, we can kind of see how they react more than just the average Joe. Now, for you guys who don't tune in long or have long attention spans, I'm going to put this out there. I am not advocating for cheating because a lot of you like to say I'm advocating for whatever I talk about. I'm not advocating for it. I'm giving an opinion. And um, I feel like what I'm about to say and what you're going to hear Tamika say is something that will help an individual manage cheating better, understand cheating better, and they won't be as hurt when or if it happens. And I think that's why, for me, I have been able to deal with cheating. I'm not gonna say better than most, but pretty good. When it has happened to me because I don't live with unrealistic expectations. So, if you watch the Country Wayne skits, you guys will know. And if you have watched this particular skit, you would know that Usher's ex-wife, Tamika Foster, made an appearance on the skits. She was talking to her friend, Lalana, and if I'm not saying it right, who cares? Uh, which she is telling everybody what happened with her and her boyfriend, Charles. Now, if you don't watch the skits, I'm gonna give you a brief, little soundbite of what's happening. They went to Salt Lake City. Charles slept with an attorney named Natasha, and it was something that just happened. It wasn't something that was planned, and it was just over. Well, Lalana, whatever, she found condoms in his bag, and one was used. Now, y'all know, I tell y'all that a lot of these kids are relatable. I've had that happen to me. A guy found a condom and it really was old. I mean, a condom pack, and it really was old. I had not moved that nightstand in forever. And he was snooping, acting like a girl, and he found it. So it really was old. Now, that was my story. Charles, he did use one. Hey, y'all, if you watch the skits, you know that was about the only time somebody used the condom, right? But anyway, so what do we talk about? So I'm giving y'all a brief synopsis on where all of this is stemming from. So Lalana found condoms in her boyfriend Charles's bag, and she feels like he was cheating, but she don't have proof because, of course, he denied it. She's been telling quite a few people about this, and I actually uploaded a reaction to one of her storylines. And I mean, I kind of told her a little bit of what Tamika told her today in the skits. Some men, when you see them just their qualities are going to be some that are indicators that they may cheat. And for me, now that I've gotten older, I don't even deal with those kind of guys. I'm not being negative about a man. I don't play that. But I don't even deal with those type of men who give me that impression. Charles has all of that. Charles is tall. Charles is dark. Charles is handsome. Charles is pursuing a freaking singing or rap career. And I mean, just his looks in general, I wouldn't trust him. But if you choose to be with that type of man, you can almost bank on it that you're going to deal with some type of infidelity or some type of trust issues are going to come in. So, Lalana was talking to Tamika. I don't know how they became friends. All I know is KW and his team brought Usher's ex-wife in, and she had again an interesting take on um, infidelity. So before we watch this, because we're not going to watch it in its entirety, I've already told y'all that Lalana was talking to her, telling her about what happened in Salt Lake, and then we're going to go from there. Now, let me address my people in the chat because I haven't been on in a week and I've been missing y'all. But before I got out of here tonight, I was like, I got to talk to y'all. Now, who's in the chat? Gigi, hey, hey, Gigi, Gemini Love, hey. My girl Gemini is already going in. She said Lalana is getting on my darn nerves. Oh, hey Mary. Hey Mary, how are you? So, y'all gotta tell me what y'all think about. I know y'all have already seen it. I wake up late or whatever. My sleep pattern is all off. So I know y'all have already seen it. I'm not sure when it came on, but I know y'all have already seen it. So we are gonna watch a little of this. And again, I am not advocating for cheating, but sometimes it helps if you kind of understand. Let's see. It was the first pack to me good. It was three of them coming in pack. And it was only two. Ooh. So I gave him an ultimatum and I was like, hey, if this ain't what you want, then it's time for you to bounce. You got 30 days to figure out what you. Okay, Leilana, you didn't say it like that. You did not say it like that. You've been almost giving that man an ultimatum to marry you. Oh, because we too old to be sitting here and playing these games. I'm helping you. Milk, I'm right. Need switches to tea. Okay, so now what? So he got 30 days, and I'm not playing with him because if we just dating, then hell, we can be going on a girls trip. I can go meet anybody. I'm playing condoms in my man's bag. He ain't got no 30 days. He got 30 minutes. Condoms? Right. That's a sign of intimate. Right. But I don't have. Mary Lawson says, in my opinion, that's why she's an ex. Well, you know what, Mary? Guess what? If she's an ex, she's not an ex that's hurt. She's not an ex that's going to be bitter. And she's not an ex that's not going to be able to move on with her life. Because you have a lot of women, when they have infidelity going on, that's what hurts them. And that's why I said in the beginning, this response that she gave, and a lot of the responses that I give, has helped me be able to cope and deal with it better instead of being one of those bitter women who, just completely distrust all men, have negative things to say about men. So she may be an ex, but she's not an ex that's bitter. I mean, I'm just going to assume by her response. She's not a bitter ex. She's not an ex that's holding on to the past, in which a lot of women do that when infidelity happens. I don't have the proof yet. I don't have the proof. So yes, he's missing a condom, but
I don't have proof that he's actually cheating until I find proof. I don't want to. He was just a condom and a tooth. It was me. I know. I already know how you get down. But Tamika, so that's the situation. That's the scenario. To boil all of it down. I just don't trust them. I hate that for you. Do love.
Now, a lot of you guys, when you're commenting on Country Wayne skits, you're saying, if you don't trust him, you might as well leave. There's no trust, leave, la, 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 la. And here, Leilani does not trust Charles. And why are you with him, Leilani? If it's that serious, you're with him because you really like him. You know he looks good. You know he probably puts it down, and you don't want to be without him. But yet she's gonna still argue and have something to say about the condoms and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, she doesn't trust him. But she's willing to allow him to move in and now give him an ultimatum on marriage. And, oh, yeah, she is funny, Gigi. Mary Lawson says, "Seeking you shall find." Um, So Mary says, why would she marry him then? Because she wants the idea of marriage. I don't know if she's been married before, but that's the thing. A lot of women, they want to be married. They want to have a man's name attached to theirs, or a name change, or just the idea of being married. And in her situation, and again, I don't say negative things about men, but for her to allow Charles to come in and move in with her, and he's pursuing a rapper singing career, like those are complete red flags right there. Um, Now she did say in the beginning, I moved him in to help me. So there was some financial gain from having Charles in there. Tamika made jokes about it, but if he had his own place and was paying his own bills and doing his own thing, he put his to the side for her to move in and help her. So that's another reason why um, a woman would marry a man for those, and that's a lot of reasons that women marry men for the benefits. So yeah, Mary, that's why. Exactly, Gigi. Gigi says she wants to be able to say my husband instead of my boyfriend. Like when you get to a certain age, like if you haven't said I do before, like you want to be able to say that. I believe that's every woman's desire, even the woman who says she does not want that. Especially with one of my guy friends, um, almost every woman that he has met, when they started out, they didn't want to be married. The woman did not want to be married. But as time progressed, they wanted to be married. So even the woman that's against it the most will eventually decide that they want to get married, especially the older they get. Um, Oh, thank you, Mary. She said, I enjoy listening to you. But yeah, the older they get, they want to be able to say, I was married. My husband, like Gigi said. So yeah, Mary, that's one of the reasons. Now, and again, I was just reacting to her when she was talking to Charles. And I was saying, hey, you see the signs with this man, but yet you're with him. But anyway, y'all just have to go back to that one.
Sometimes. Okay.
So here, Tamika asked her, oh shit, I'm talking too much because this is what I want y'all to hear. So Tamika asked her if she loved him, and she said, sometimes, which is a realistic response, because not every day you're gonna have those love bubbly feelings for your partner. It's not a bad thing for a person to say sometimes, because you're not gonna, the love to me is that feeling that you have, and or that excitement feeling. And I think it's different types too, but sometimes you're not gonna feel that, but you still love that individual. So I think when Leilana said sometimes, that was a very good response to that, because it's not always peaches and creams in relationships. And that's where a lot of women mess up as well, when they think that everything is supposed to be all peaches and cream, or uh, cupcakes and rainbows, or whatever, every single day, when it's not. Now, let's go back.
I think it's almost unnatural for a man to be with one woman for the rest of their life. I hate it. It's a fantasy. We all want it. But realistically, I don't even know that we were made that way. It's strange. I mean, think about that concept. Out of all the billions of people on the earth, you think a man's gonna be with the same woman for the rest of his life and never dip out? Why? Because we can be with the same man for the rest.
And I mean, I have got to give Tamika claps to that, because if you think about all of the women, like when I see women getting mad at their man because they looked at another woman, I'm like, are you serious right now? We're getting mad because this man looked at another woman. You are not the only woman in the world. But I felt like what Tamika said was dead on. And it's a lot of what I've been trying to say for a long time, and a lot of what I feel like has helped me, because I understand that concept. Um, Hi, Deborah. Deborah says Charles is trying to move in with Natasha and sleep on her couch. I wouldn't doubt it, because he's homeless now. You know, he's given up all of what he had to be with Leilana. And so now, he's in a bad situation. And he knows that Natasha is the catch. Natasha is the catch. So yeah, he is trying to sleep on her couch, Deborah. He is trying to sleep on her couch. But listen.
One woman for the rest of their life. I hate that for you. Do you love them? Sometimes. Okay. Well, some infidelities you can get past, believe it or not. Because I think it's almost unnatural for a man to be with one woman for the rest of their life. I hate it. It's a fantasy. We all want it. But realistically, I don't even know that we were made that way. It's strange. I mean, think about that concept. Out of all the billions of people on the earth, you think a man's gonna be with the same woman for the rest of his life and never dip out? Why? Because we can be with the same man for the rest of our life. So why could they can't? It's a choice. They make a choice. Can you? I can. You know I do all the time. No, you don't. No, you don't. You rotate, dog. After I'm done with them, I rotate. But not while I'm with them. But you done fast.
Exactly.
What?
Did you hear what she said? Y'all, Tamika said, but you be done fast. So that's what allows her to stay with the man completely and wholly, and give herself to that guy, because she's not with them long. So she bounces back and forth, from guy to guy. I ain't gonna say from guy to guy, but she bounces early. She's not in things that are like completely long term. So when you come to decades of being with, one person, what are you doing? Do you guys know that out of probably 6 or 7 women that I know that have been married for decades, um, they stepped out at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and their husbands have never known. Um, and that's just what it is. I mean, these women that I'm talking about have been married at least 25, 30 years. And within those times, they've gone out on girl trips. They've just gone on, just somewhere by themselves, just, and not even like really having the intent to step out on their marriage. it just happened. It was a moment. Somebody was there that was probably a Charles, and it happened. So these are just the women, but women are quick to say, just like Leilana said, women can be with one man for it. Honestly is almost natural. Women are supposed. That's the double standard of it. Women are supposed to be with just their mate. Um, we don't like to hear that, but that's what it is. We were made to be with one person. Men were not. Other countries, men are allowed to have multiple wives. Why? Because that's just the nature of a man to have more. That's his ego. That's just what it is. But in the Western society, men have been programmed and transformed that to only have one. But if they have an opportunity to not be with just that one woman, they would take it. That's why most men or a lot of men would accept the polyamory lifestyle. That's why we see now with social media, all of these pastors are getting caught up, and we're able to see what's happening behind the scenes because social media is so great now and it allows us to see so many things. But it just shows that men are just not perfect, and that's almost like Tamika said, an unnatural thing is an unrealistic expectation. So I thought that was a good response from Tamika. And guys, I don't know if she has learned this because Mary, as you said, that's why she's an ex. Maybe she did not understand Usher's lifestyle, being with a celebrity. This is what you're gonna have to deal with. I haven't like dated a celebrity per se, but I've always like dated um the most popular. So it was always competition of women. And so I guess too that's what helps me to understand. But in my younger days, it was like, you know, "Ah, I saw you with such and such and such." But as I got older and started being more mature in my, you know, early 20s or whatever, I understood, hey, if this is the type of guy I'm going to be with, this is almost what I can expect. I'm going to have to make different choices. So that's the thing about it. But I don't know if Tamika learned this after becoming an ex, but I feel like she dropped some knowledge with that one. Um, uh, Gigi, I don't think he just popped up over there. If I'm not mistaken, I heard him say or thank Natasha for answering and allowing him to come over because they said something to the effect of, or Natasha said, "You called me like 32 times." I felt like I should pick up at least one of those times or something like that. So I don't think he just popped up over there, Gigi. Um, but y'all know what? When Charles went over to Natasha's place, I thought something was gonna happen, but it didn't because he kept hugging her and stuff, and making like suggestive remarks or whatever. So I'm like, we all know what happened on KW skits, but nothing happened. So I was kind of surprised about that. So but yeah, guys, what y'all ladies, tell me, what do you think about what Tamika said? Like, do you agree? Do you disagree? I mean, do you agree or disagree? I said or disagree. But yeah, do you agree or disagree with Tamika? Because y'all, we are living in a time now to where so much more is plentiful. Like accessible, and I don't think it's going to get easier, and I think we really need to just get a grasp um the truth. Like, yeah, we know that when people are together they need to be together, But we also have to know that we're living in a world to where so much is more accessible, and I just don't think we're gonna go back to that world where it was just like one, you know, monogamy. I just don't think we're gonna go back to that. Um, Gigi always talking crap. Okay, Rhonda, I'm a address that. But Gigi said, okay, right. Why is he calling? Go be with your girl. Because he knows that Natasha is a cat. And yeah, he knows she's the better catch. Now, Leilana is pretty, but it's just something about Natasha's mysteriousness, and that will draw a man to a woman. So I think that's more or less why, because Leilana seems to have her stuff together as well. But it's just something about Natasha that you know what. I don't know if y'all ever been. I know I'm most everybody that be in my chats. They seem to be so perfect, but for me, I've always wanted the ones who were hard to get. I didn't want the easy guy that nobody wanted. So, Natasha is that woman. Everybody want her. Well, I'm stretching it when I say everybody, but of the characters, all of the ones who can um, have the opportunity to date Natasha, they want to have Natasha because she's like that no nonsense person. She's that bulldog. She's an attorney. And she's successful. She doesn't seem to be one that gives in easily. So with men, man, that's like the perfect woman because they want to see if they can be the one to break her down. Like Shania has broken her. If y'all remember, and if y'all have been watching these skits long enough, remember Natasha didn't play, but Shania broke her down. Natasha was crying and everything. Natasha was running behind Shania, and she was doing whatever she had to do to get that chocolate man back. She was doing whatever she had to do because she allowed herself to be vulnerable with him. And every man want to know when it's a strong woman, a man that comes in her presence wants to be that guy to break her down. So Rhonda says, I don't think Natasha is into Charles. They shared a moment. I felt that way too, Rhonda. But when they met, at that bar or restaurant for her to ask him to keep it a secret, I could see the way Natasha looked at him. He is like the forbidden fruit. If she could comfortably be with him without anybody knowing, I believe she would. But because he's in that circle where she is, she can't. But Natasha, she wants Charles. Um, Deborah says Charles's lease is up in 30 days. That's what Leilana says. And I always say that Country Wayne skits, they are like their timelines are correct. Usually when they say something is going to happen in a week or 2 weeks, it normally does. So yeah, he's down to about what, 26 days now, Deborah. He is down to about 26 days now. So we're going to see what happens. But how many women have given that ultimatum and they're still, in that position? Like for me, I don't do the living with somebody, um, banking on we may get married because it's like, why get married when you're already doing married things? And as I've always said, men don't typically wake up saying, "Oh, I want to be married." It's the woman who has lived her entire life wanting that fairy tale relationship and wedding. Notice I didn't say marriage because I think a lot of it is just being in that moment, not just actually being married. So yeah, men don't typically wake up just saying they want to be married. They get pressured in some way, form, or fashion. They get pressured because of the children. The woman gets pregnant, and they feel like they have to marry that individual. Um, they get pressured the way Charles is being pressured. Either you marry me or we gonna you leave. And Charles, don't that guy or that I just say that man don't want to leave, and it's like, damn, I got to marry her. So it's usually a stipulation that causes a man to get married, or they've just been together with somebody so long that that woman said, all my friends keep saying I've been with you this long, it's a waste of time, you ain't gonna never marry me. All of that kind of stuff, so they're pressured into marriage. But ordinarily, men, if they're getting along with you and you guys are living together, they will go 30 years without saying I do. I wish Doug was in the chat because I would see if he would vouch with what I'm saying. But men are comfortable. And I say that because I have worked with men for the last 20 years. My best friend was a guy from the time I was 5 to 30, or maybe a little older than that. So I've just been, men have been in my life, and I've listened to the stories. My brother, I've watched him, the way he was. Like, my brother is a model type. He's tall, he's dark, he's handsome, he has the dreads, he has the talk, the game. Like, I've watched it. So, um, so yeah, that's why I feel like a lot of times that's why men do what they do. Um, I have a guy friend who works with a. He's My guy friend is single. He's dating, but he's not married, and he's never been married, and he doesn't want to be married. But he works with a lot of married men, and almost every single one of those men married their women because either the woman got pregnant or because she gave him an ultimatum. Not one of those men that he works with just woke up and said, "Oh, this is the lady I'm going to spend the rest of my life with." Women do that. I remember the day that I looked at my ex husband and I knew that that was the man I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. I know where we were. I still remember where we were and the time, that moment when I looked at him. So again, not saying that they don't love us, not saying that infidelity is right. But like Tamika said, some of it can be forgiven. Where it makes it hard to be forgiven, in my opinion, is when a man go out and procreate. Now you're bringing embarrassment and shame back to your home and to your wife and your family. So when you start to get careless like that, that's kind of like one that's unforgivable. But when I have a topic that I'm going to be discussing that's outside of the Country Wayne skit that deals with this same situation. And I'll probably upload that video over the weekend. But like Natasha said, Tamika said, some infidelity is forgivable. Hey, Aunt Cookie girl, where you been? Where have you been, Aunt Cookie? I have been missing y'all. Um, we were talking about Tamika and her response. I don't know if you was already in the chat on Cookie, but we were talking about Tamika and her response to infidelity, and what she said. I'm sure you've watched that video. So that's what we've been talking about, Aunt Cookie. Yeah, Aunt Cookie, I be wanting to schedule a live, but I help my mother. She has dementia, and so I help her. I got multiple social medias. I work, and then just life in general. It's kind of hard for me to do things like on a schedule. because one day I may plan to do something and then something happens and I can't. So I'm always just being kind of like bombarded with things. So it's hard for me to just schedule a live. I would love to be able to say, hey, 7 o'clock, let's do XYZ. Well, 6 o'clock, I may go to my mom's home and whatever she has going on, it may have me over there until about 8. So it's so hard for me to just schedule. Like today, I went over there and I would not have expected to have to do what I had to do today, but I end up having to do something that threw my time off 2 hours. So that's why I don't schedule a live. I wish I could. That way you could catch me on Cookie, but I can't, and I don't want to lie to y'all. I don't want to have y'all waiting. Um. Oh, okay. You have your mother with you. Well, my mother isn't with me yet, so we're not there yet. But I'm over there, every day. I say at least 6 days a week, but I try to get over there every single day to give her medicine and things of that nature. But it's always something that comes up. But on Cookie, I woke up and I started looking at the skits, and I was like, what am I going to talk about? And then I saw the one with Leilana and Tamika Foster, Usher's ex-wife, and I was like, what? I want to know what are the people's thoughts about this. Now, I actually have not looked at the comments. Let's look at some of the comments. So there are 744 comments. Let's see what they are. Oh, I don't know what you was looking at, Rhonda. We gonna have, I might see if I can find that one. So Rhonda says, I remember the skit where Natasha and Charles met at the restaurant, but that vibe wasn't there when he came over for a visit. That moment is over. Rhonda is adamant that moment is over, y'all. So let's look at some of the comments because when I saw this, I didn't look at the comments or anything. I just went live. I was like, I got a few minutes. I'm gonna go live. So oh, this is Kershaw Beaver. So Kershaw Beaver is always commenting on Country Wayne skits. So Kershaw Beaver said, Kershaw Beaver 3312 says, sis, Charles isn't marrying you. He isn't that into you. And the fact that you got to question that man every time he comes and goes, no man likes that BS. Kershaw Beaver, you must have looked at my reaction because I said that. Aunt Cookie, him and Natasha didn't have a moment before the drunken party. They were just drunk. They may have been drunk, y'all. And you're right. They did not have a moment. They were drunk. But after that, I'm telling y'all, they connected. Um, Jewel Chan or something says, if you don't trust him, why are you even bothering that man like that? Go get you a life. Why are y'all being so hard on this lady? Okay, Candine Newsom. No, Candy Newsom, 24242 says, Miss Raymond is telling the truth. The timing is real shady since her ex-husband just got married. The shade of it all. I don't think that's shade. I think Tamika learned this after she probably reacted. I don't think that was shade. This may be a response of what Tamika has learned because she was probably one of those women who had those unrealistic expectations, especially for a celebrity like Usher. Um, Leilani is just annoying. Oh, guys, I am shocked. I am completely shocked at what I'm seeing, y'all. Um, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Y'all know I try not to chop them up. But this individual says, yes, Tamika, love it. Leilani needs to move on and quit doing surveys. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this, but this individual says she only loves Charles sometime. Then what is the point of the 30 days? She doesn't sound like she's ready either. Y'all stupid at these comments. Okay, one ducky duck says finally a woman with logic. Aldwin Scott says these are her confessions. Oh my gosh. Sidewinder 4718 says Tamika has a level of wisdom. This audience is mature enough to understand, no matter the age. All right, let's see what Aunt Cookie is saying. Aunt Cookie, girl, y'all, I've already talked about how I feel about Zena and that guy. Aunt Cookie says I'm waiting for Zena to be able to get her man. Um, she don't seem like she will be too broken up. Charles' girlfriend, that is. She may not be too broken up, but honestly, I don't think she's gonna let him go, Aunt Cookie. I don't think she's gonna let him go. I really don't. So some people want to shade Tamika, but most of the comments that I see, um, nobody is really bashing Tamika for what she said. This individual said the proof of cheating, was the condoms. And again, I had that situation happen to me, and I did not cheat. Though that was an old condom wrapper, I did not cheat. So to this individual, I can't say that's the proof. Although we know what happened, I can't say that was the proof. So because it's the truth. When you're in a situation, you don't know how exactly. If you're not in a situation, you don't know how you will respond. And even the guy that I was saying found the condom at my place, I went to his home and I had sense enough to know that he wasn't a virgin. He had been out on his own for a long time, and I would find hair glue, hair weaves, uh, hair dryers. Like I would find all kind of things, but I had sense enough to know that I'm not the only woman that had been to his home. And I didn't have time to be trying to figure out was it old or was it new. I never just had time for all of that. I don't, the drama and the stress, I just can't deal with it. So when I would see stuff, I prefer to just say, hey, I am not the only woman who has been in his home. So, but, and again, I think it came that thought or those thoughts came because I understand I'm not the only woman in the world. And that's just the nature of a man. And I'm not saying it negatively. That's just the nature of a man. It's the nature of women too, but we don't look at women like that. Especially women that's been married for a long time. A lot of people tend to put them on pedestals, but those are the ones that be doing some crap. Shit, talk about grimy. Look at what Amber did. Women do some grimy stuff. And I know this because men tell me. And you know why men get to the point to where they don't just have one woman? Because when they tried to do and be that man, they got screwed over. So I'm gonna see, cause Country Wayne got like a lot of freaking skits. Um, so Deborah, I'm trying to see if okay, right here. I'm trying to see if I can find. All right, so this was my reaction to Natasha and Charles's um interaction. And you said, Rhonda, if you're still in here, that there was nothing.
My hobby of teaching guitar into
I don't, but oh, hold on. Uh, I know I reacted to that, but I wanted to show you, Rhonda, if you were still in here. I wanted to show you. Okay, okay. ah, so I am at 2 months ago. I don't think it was 2 months ago, y'all. I thought sure I uploaded it after I mean maybe this is it. I'm gonna keep going. If Chase for the number, she's got the number. Why does she want to talk to Charles? We're gonna see in this next skit where Natasha meets up with Hey, Jarena. Tells him, I guess, to forget about what happened.
Hi. Great, thanks. Good to see you again. Thank you. So I got your number from Chase. I was wondering about that. I kind of figured you got it from my cousin. Yeah.
Oh Lord, God darn, y'all. Okay. Right, y'all. Let's get
Well, you know, Natasha, I know that, we were both a little tipsy, but I have to admit I had a good time. I did. I had a good time. And I just also want you to know that, there's no judgment on my part. I think we were both just in a vulnerable place.
Boy, I'm about to drop him for it. Wait. Man, like in her eyes for just saying no relationship is cousin Charles is at world. But okay, Oh, this man looking in her eyes like that. Oh my gosh, they are mesmerizing the heck out of me, y'all. I'm talking crap, y'all. Wait a minute. In the comments, y'all, a lot of people are just saying no relationship is safe in Wayne's world. But this one right here. Okay, so Rhonda, I thought that I got like that part that I was talking about. But I wanted to show you, Rhonda, that the way she looked at him, it was a connection there, but she knows that she don't need to be with Charles. That's what that is. She knows that he is not good for her. But if he wasn't in that circle that she's in, she would. She would. So that was 3 weeks ago, and I usually upload like within a few hours of them uploading. So with Wayne, he have so many videos, man. So 3 weeks ago, let's see. Um, all right. Natasha tries to get her whatever to sign an NDA. Um, okay, so I'm close to it right here. All right, right here, Natasha tries to get Chase's phone number, so we're getting closer to it. All right, Rhonda, right here is Natasha meets up with Chase's cousin. Why so serious?
Dreams feel real. Hi. How you doing? Great, thanks. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Yes. Wait a minute. What did you say? Because Chase can be pretty inquisitive and nosy. Okay. So to speak. Thank you. Just always stay to sleep. Right. I'm a business professional, so I did tell him that I just would like to connect with everyone that was on the trip, have your number in my phone, and I just kind of left it as neutral as I could leave it. Right. You were right. He was definitely inquisitive. I know he was. So what's up? What's on your mind? So, I actually just wanted to call you here to ask you if we can talk about, that moment, that was had and so on.
So yeah, Deborah, you are right. She went there for business. She did. She went there for business.
Well,
there was nothing.
We were both a little.
She wasn't going there to be with him. But watch how she look at him.
I did. I had a good time. And I just also want you to know that there's no judgment on my part. I think we were both just in a vulnerable place, and we were just kind of caught up in the moment. Well, thank you for saying that. Yeah. Thank you so much for saying that. I typically ground myself and I do whatever I can to not make decisions that I'm going to later regret. And I'm not saying that I regret.
Now this is where most women want to mush and put that cushion out there because they made a whole move that night and they don't want to feel like that. So now she's gonna like try to smooth it over with all that prerequisite stuff.
That decision. But what I am saying is that it was wrong. It was just very awkward. Your girlfriend showed up. I had to act like nothing happened. I had to ride a sleigh with her. It's just. I know that was very, very awkward. I know it was, and I know you were very uncomfortable with that. Very. Yeah. So I would just like this to kind of stay where it's at. Do you think we can do that? Wait. So wait a minute. Let me get this right. So you're breaking up with me, and we don't even have anything to be broken up with. Exactly. We don't have anything to be broken up with. No, I'm not breaking up. There's nothing. There's nothing. Listen, what I'm saying is that while I too enjoyed the moment that we had, I really do needed to stay right there. You have a relationship. You have something going on. I have something going on, and we just really need to. Well, you know, Leilani and me, we're up and down, and things aren't just as solid as you would think they are. Okay, so I get being up and down. I've been there a time or two, but until you're completely out of something, not just up or down, that means you're in it. You're in it. So wait a minute. So you're saying that an out for me presents an in for you? Mm, what I am saying is that we
Yeah, Charles, that's what she was saying.
were tipsy and we did something that we should not have, and I think that you and I should keep it just right here. That's all I'm saying. So I just don't want anyone to know. So you deny that there was not connection there and energy between the two of us? I am not. I'm gonna plead the fifth.
I
How about
see.
that? I'm gonna plead.
So she want to plead the fifth, Rhonda, because she knows, Rhonda. She knows, but because she is in that circle, she can't. She can't, do what she want to do because she's in that circle with Charles, the girlfriend, Chase, her client, all of that. But if that wasn't the case, I promise you, Rhonda, she would be with not be with him like her man, but he would be her sneaky link. And I do still think she's gonna revisit that.
So stop making me blush. Stop doing that.
You
I
see how
have to
she was
ask if you
trying
could
to
just
be she's trying to be business professional, but she was like, please stop making me blush. Because she knows that Charles did the damn thing, and he is a man. She could be with Shania all she wants. She could be with him, whatever. But Charles is a man, and he knows what to do. He knows what to do. So no, she wouldn't want to like marry Charles. I didn't say that at all, but she would definitely revisit that if she wasn't in the situation that she's in, as far as like the Chase being the client, knowing Shania, all of that. That just prevents everything. So yeah, Rhonda, I think she would. So anyway, um, Jareen, if the opportunity happens again, the time she's going. Yeah, Jareen, I'm telling you, yes, yes, yes. She'll regret it again, but she would do it again. So Rhonda says, I remember the meeting for the NDA and the vibe, but when Charles dropped by her house, it was not the same vibe. Uh, no, it wasn't when he first walked in, but with the twist that Country Wayne skits always have, with the twist. I thought that they were gonna have a moment, but they didn't allow it. But I just knew, I'm like, this is a KW skit. We know everybody go in. So anyway, y'all, I have a few minutes before I get out of here to make that dollar. So I just wanted to get on, and I hadn't talked to y'all in a week or so. Over the weekend, I was at a cannabis workshop the whole weekend, all day, half the evening, and I just did not get on here last week. So I wanted to get on here, especially after I saw what Tamika had to say. I thought that was very interesting, and and again, when you guys get a chance, let me know. Do you agree with what Tamika said or disagree? And I will see you guys in the next live and definitely the next reaction. Bye, y'all.